What up, guys? Welcome back to a new episode of the Barilla Show podcast. I am your host, Marco Barilla. A couple of things I want to go over before we start the episode. I'm assuming, as you see by the title, we do have a guest on. Sorry if I haven't had a guest on in a while. I've been dealing with some stuff outside of it, outside of podcasting. I've been all over the place. So I finally managed to get a guest on. I hope you guys enjoy the episode. Another thing is, though, is that if you guys are end up enjoying the podcast and the content, please just consider subscribing. It helps me grow as a content creator, and it helps it show me that you love the content. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, ring the bells. If you're on Spotify or SoundCloud, make sure to follow and comment down below. Just say whatever you like. Say whatever. Because at the end of this podcast, I'm gonna ask you guys a question, and the only way you're gonna answer it is if you watch the whole episode. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. I swear you better pay attention. Anyways, one more thing. Make sure you guys follow the socials. If you're on YouTube, it'll be in the description. If you're on Spotify or SoundCloud, it'll be in the bio. So keep an update on all the new news and stuff with the podcast. So yeah. So without further ado, let's introduce our guest today. This guest of mine is a close friend of mine who's also friends with Nico, who we had on a couple of episodes ago. I've known him for the past couple years. He is 13 years old, and he's smarter than me. I hope I'm saying 13 years old right, because I'm fucking retarded and don't remember shit. But this is John. John, say hi.
Hey guys.
So, a little fun fact. I should not be mentioning this, but this is take 4 of the podcast. I've done this 4 times, and I fucked up all 4 times. So, I've said this outro and this intro like 4 times. I'm fucking tired of it. I swear to God, this better be the final cut, otherwise I'm quitting the podcast. So I've had to say the same thing over and over again, but since I've not able to record it and I deleted the file, we're starting brand freaking new. So John, tell me about yourself. Tell the viewers about yourself.
So I am 13 years old. I don't know if you already mentioned that.
Uh-huh.
I go to Abington Junior High School. Um, I am in 8th grade, and hobbies I like to do. I like to play video games, hang out with my friends, and family.
Family, man. It's all about family. You know what I mean?
Dom Toretto.
Dom thought it's about mia familia, family. But yeah,
Yeah.
man. Keeping it basic. So I've known you for 2 or 3 years now.
Yes.
2 3 years, because I was friends with your brother, older brother, before you, but then we met through playing with Nico, and yeah, wasn't it? We played Fortnite back in like 2017, and then like that's when we started playing with each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I've been friends with your older brother, and then I've started to get close with you. So yeah, but yeah, so yeah, I mean, John's fun fact. John's smarter than me. I'm not.
I
I'm
like to
not
know.
ashamed to. I'm not ashamed to admit that. He may or may not has help me with my homework. Keep in mind he's in 8th grade and he's helping an 11th grader with homework. Just so ignore that fact. I mean, he takes all he takes honors and I take special ed. So I'm a I am special. My mom says I'm special. You know, I'm
In
special
many
in that.
different ways.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Fuck you. Yeah, I don't like you. But yeah, so yeah, it's glad to see you again, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but for anybody who don't know, I did have my an old podcast with a couple of friends, and we did have John on there. It's called the Lunch Table Podcast. I'm not sure if that channel exists anymore. But we did have John on there, and I don't remember. I don't think it's still up there. I'm gonna check, but obviously once I branched off and started my own podcast, I was like, you know what? It's been like a year since we recorded that episode. Let's see how much has changed, because John has matured. You know, he has a mustache and I don't. Okay, he's not psych.
No, I do have a
I don't
mustache.
know,
If you
man.
don't know.
And everybody knows me in person. Knows I'm growing a little stash. It's coming there. It's coming there.
There's the Italian.
Yeah.
There's the
Okay.
Italian.
See, Italians my age have stashes. It's not, every time I drink some of my no-nose wine, he's giving me a little glass. He said, "Hey, try it, Marco, try it." He always says it gives me a chest on my hair. And every day I drink it, every time I drink it, I check my chest, there's no hair. My no lies to me. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, I've known John for a while. we've been, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic, we've been playing with each other. Okay, that sounded really weird. Okay, I talk about video games.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
talking
guys.
about video games. Okay, okay. Get your head out of your
Okay.
ass, dude. Shut up,
We're
man.
not in health class, Marco.
Okay, where do babies come from, John? Oh, okay. Anyways,
Okay, anyways.
moving on. Yeah, but me and John have been playing video games. Especially through end of 2019, prime 2020, when obviously COVID first emerged. So you know, I'm not the only person who's been affected by COVID. And I have talked about this, I think, one of the early episodes of the podcast about COVID and all that stuff. Um, COVID has affected everybody. That's not a shocker. I'm sure John has been affected by COVID. I've been affected by COVID. I've lost some family and friends. A lot of stuff got messed up because of COVID. So my question is to you, John. How's COVID affected you?
It's a good question. So in many varieties, I used to have many friends. I still have friends.
No, you don't.
Like
Oh, okay.
like anyways, so I have many friends, but they are different now. I grew apart from a lot of people because I but one thing I will say is COVID does really teach you who your real friends are.
It really
It
does.
yeah, like everyone like always plays with you or like for example, like always plays video games with you or just even just tries to make the time to somehow talk to you. Um Another person is online school. I did learn that I am smarter than I think. Um
That is true.
because I didn't have to use Google and I was proud of myself for that. Um and yeah.
Yeah, I mean everything you said right there is so true. Cause like about the whole friend thing is that, like, we didn't know how close you were to your friend, and of course until COVID happened. So like obviously I was in Abington in person. Um, I was doing my thing, right? And like I had a bunch of friends. I thought, and then of course once COVID happened in March, we were online, and I haven't talked to half the people I last saw in March since then. Obviously, like some people stick with me, like shots to Cody, Nico, John, Robert, and a bunch of all these my friends. So it definitely does affect friendships, especially with like if you need help and they're not there for you. That's obviously a big sign, And what else did you say, John, about this?
Um that
You've gotten smarter.
oh
That's
yeah.
one thing. I mean, honestly, yeah, you have all this. Obviously, during March, when everyone was, fucking terrified of it, we were locked inside. Obviously, some people had different ways of like keeping a hobby, kind of. So, like, my hobby was video games. John might have been actually paying attention in school and doing good. You know, that's why I'm stupid. I'm not. I'm not stupid. You're stupid. But yeah. So yeah, like yeah, COVID is. I don't know how long this thing's gonna last. Like with all these new bullshit protocols and all these like one day it may like, oh yeah, you don't need to wear your mask, and the other day like, oh, you need to wear your mask. Oh, you need to be vaccinated. The thing is that what are your thoughts on the vaccines, John? What do you think?
Uh, I totally think that they're good for you. I if they, there has been science to prove that it has. Hardly many people do not die from it. If everyone got vaccines, there would be like just a big group of population where everyone has a vaccine, so a lot less people get caught by the virus. And I have lost many grandparents and other people to COVID, and I really just want to end it. And I think that if we all take the vaccine, then that'll end it.
Yeah, you bring up a good point because obviously the vaccine, like you said, is scientifically proven to at least help and boost your metabolism to fight COVID. And I actually went to the doctor's appointment a couple of days ago. I went to a doctor's and I was talking about him with it. Is that did you know that J&J, Moderna, and Pfizer are basically the exact same vaccine but different dosages? Do you know that?
I did
Because
not know
I
that.
think because I think Moderna and Pfizer. I think I forgot which one, but they're like either or. One has like a 50% of the vaccine, and the other one's 100. I thought because I think J&J is 50% or 30, so that's why you get one and done. But if you get two of them, you're technically like 90 or 100% right there. I did not know that because I thought that the vaccines were all different, but like it's literally different dosages of that. I mean, I'm not. You could correct me in the comments down below, but that's what I heard from my doctor. But yeah, like John said, vaccines are like kind of like nerve wracking. So like some people don't believe it. It's sometimes against people's religions what they believe in, and obviously that's I'm not dissing you. That's your I have respect for you. So that's your religion. Or people. Some people are just like just brain dead. Some people are like, oh, it's my body, my choice. I don't have to get the like no. You can't say that I hate this. I hate COVID. I want to end it. I want to go back to when COVID happened, and then say, yeah, nah, I don't want the vaccine. I'm not gonna wear my mask.
And people aren't wearing their mask. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So, I did get my vaccine. I was kind of like scared for a bit, but like I was like, you know what? I'm helping people. Not only helping myself from not getting the getting COVID, but I'm helping people not get COVID because say for example, you work with my father, right, at the company he works at, and he's vaccinated. So say he's in an office space, all a bunch of people are vaccinated, and there's that one person who's not vaccinated. I don't want you to get my father sick because you didn't get vaccinated. I mean, even though you got vaccinated, you still could get COVID if you get vaccinated. But obviously, it helps it beat up, helps beat it up, kind of like that. But like,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, a virus is literally just well, there's many different kind of viruses, but
there's
like
like
their
so many
main
now.
the
I
popular one, well, the one that they're making right now is called a DNA virus, and basically they extract the DNA from
There's a new vaccine coming
and it's a type of vaccine.
out.
And well, not for COVID, it's just it's like and like just overall a different like way of making vaccines. And for example, COVID is a vaccine where they basically completely terminate the virus. I think they like put it with some sort of stuff, and it literally they just take like a bit of its dead stuff, and basically it ejects into your body, and then it fights off any virus that tries to get into your body.
Yeah, cause it's so weird. Like you bring up a point with all these new Delta variants. Like it's ridiculous. I mean, you can't really blame our government for being restrictive of where we go and what we do. Like don't be wrong. Sometimes they are a pain in the ass, but sometimes they're just doing it to like help protect the people. Like that's why everyone is such like that's why everyone is such in your face about getting the vaccine. Like obviously, personally, I recommend getting the vaccine. Like I recommend it because not only you're helping yourself, you're helping a lot of people. Wear your mask. Now I know, wearing the mask for a long period of time is a pain in the ass. Trust me, I have asthma and it's hard to breathe on that mask, but I fight through it. There's doctors and nurses who wear that shit for like days sometimes. And people in the front lines, shout out to all the people in the front lines, doctors and nurses and scientists. They have to wear a mask for hours on end, sometimes days. So like, if they can do it, then I think you can do it. But yeah, I'm not sponsored by the government, obviously. But like, it's just personally, because like my mom has brought up a statement at a point, kind of, and she says that COVID vaccines should be mandatory unless you go to work and school. What do you think? How do you think, John?
I think that's yeah.
Because like I said before about my the father case, like, and I don't want you to get my family relative or friend sick because you didn't get the vaccine or wear your mask. That's your fault. You're putting my family at risk. Like obviously, like I said before, like some people can't get the vaccine. Like my mother, who has for some reason have really bad medical bad luck. She's had so many surgeries, unfortunately. But shout out to my mom. Um, when she got the first vaccine, she went to anaphylactic shock. I think it's called. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. So she kind of had like a mini allergic reaction. So the doctors recommended that she does not get the second vaccine, but at least she's somewhat protected by the vaccine. You know, like 20% could be better than 0%. So, but like, yeah, and like, I don't want you to get my family sick. You're putting my family at risk. Say I have a younger sibling who has a disease like diabetes or like a heart condition. If you get them COVID, then that's basically fucked. Like they're gonna have to fight harder than someone like a normal person who's perfectly fine. Like me, I'm a big guy and I have asthma, so I am. If I do get COVID, it's a little harder. My mother who had breast cancer, like if she got COVID, I'm not sure of like how breast cancer and COVID work. I'm not sure if there's like any like reliance to that. But like yeah, like obviously if someone in your family or friends have a condition and they get COVID, that's messed up because you didn't wear your mask or get vaccinated. You know, it's scary how people get into arguments about this stuff too. I think I think it should be mandatory if you're working if you're going to school. Um, because I think what some schools are doing now, I'm not sure if it's true, but you still have to wear your mask, right? Obviously,
Yes, totally. Yeah.
because John's an in-person school, I'm in online, but yeah, like even if you are vaccinated, you should wear your mask. Especially if you're in a building with hundreds of kids and teachers, or if you at work with 100 of coworkers, you're in a cramped space and you need to wear your mask and you need to be vaccinated. Unless you want to cry about it, go work at home or whatnot. Like yeah, like it's stupid if you ask me. But you know, along with COVID, like I just said before, I'm in online school and John's an in-person school. I made the switch to online. I think last November, ironically. Um, in 2020, after school got canned in March of last year, um, the next year in 10th grade, they said, "Oh yeah, we're still gonna do this." At this point, hybrid was not a thing yet. I think it was just right to virtual, no hybrid, and then like midway through the year, he said, "Okay, you're gonna offer either hybrid or go in person." So I was like, "Okay." So September rolls in. I have my Chromebook. I was literally in the middle of vacation while school started, so that's fucking perfect. So um, I hated it because like honestly, the school that I go now was way better of managing time. But like when I've been in online school for so long now that it's kind of normal to me. If I feel like because I think the plan is to me for my final year of high school next year, I am gonna go to my back in person school. I think it's gonna be like a whole new ball game. Because obviously when I first came into online, oh, this was different. But like now that it's been like what, like 2.5 years I've been on virtual. Now I'm like, okay, this is kind of normal. I wake up, go on the Chromebook on my desktop computer, and I do my schoolwork. You know. But the question I have for you, John, and my viewers out there is that which one are you? Are you online or are you in person? Because they both have ups and downs.
Um, I so I'm not gonna lie. My personal thought is that I think if you want to be like, if you want to have more fun, I would say in person. But if you want to be a little bit more careless and like everything's a little bit more easier, I would totally say go in person. Because I remember I would just get a shower at night, wake up, put a hat on, and then literally just start my um virtual work.
Yeah. And yeah, that's perfectly good. Like that's a good point. Like I said before, like both have pros and cons. Now, I remember I had a choice before this school year started, 2021. I had a choice. I had like the whole summer to decide was I gonna stay in this school I am right now, online, full online, or am I gonna go back to Abington, my in-person school? And this took me weeks. I think it took me a whole month to decide fully because I had a lot to think about, but I'm only gonna give you some because we'd be here forever if I went through all of them. But in my head, I was thinking like, okay, so obviously when this all started, I am way better, and I still think it's still true to this day because, like I said before, I've been on virtual for so long to the point where like I don't know what works for me anymore. But I think what works for me is that if I did in person, I would learn better from the teacher in person right then and there. Like if I need help, simple raise your hand or go up to the desk and say, "Hey, Mrs. Blah blah blah. What does that mean?" But like John said, in person school is more fun because obviously, you know, but yeah, you have class. Obviously, that's why you're fucking there. But you have your classmates to like, you have an environment, you have people around you to like, interact with, whether it be talking or asking for help or just simple funny class moments, right? But the thing is though, is that what I learned, if there's anything I learned from doing virtual school for the past like basic 2.5 years, you know, is that I learned that you are indeed less distracted while online. Now it depends from very person to person. But like I obviously, like I said, I do my work in my room. So whether I'm on my Chromebook or on my desktop, I'm in my room doing work. So obviously, there's no one in my room but me. So obviously, I get less distracted. So what I thought to myself is that would I rather focus on my academics by staying online school and not having to interact with any person in person, or would I go to Abington and have everybody around with me, the teachers in person write to me, and basically be there for help. But I'll kind of get distracted by talking and doing funny stuff with my friends. So basically, in a nutshell, would I rather focus on my education or kind of like my sanity or like my interactions? So obviously, I need both because, like, I love the one thing I actually adore about school is just the funny random shit that can happen in your class with your friends or just random classmates. John can obviously vouch for that for me, obviously, because funny random shit. You never know what's gonna happen in class.
Oh
But
yeah.
so I ended up picking my academics because obviously if I'm gonna go to college, I need to get a good grades. I need a good grades. I need a good job. Yada yada yada. And I'm not really. I mean, 11th grade is way harder than 10th grade. Every time, like, and this is my past, whether it was in elementary school, or my move to elementary to junior high, or my junior high to high school transfer. But like, usually when I go up a grade, it's not you that hard. It's kind of the same thing, but a little different. But like, I'm not sure if it's happened to you, John, but like, everything just like went like sideways.
Yeah.
Like everything just got harder. Like I have way more work on my school website. I have they're way more like like way more like focused on me instead of everyone. Like they're like, Marco, I need this done by Friday, Thursday, yada yada yada. Like is this true for you too, John?
Yeah.
Because like back when because I've been in this online school since last November, like I said, and they were nice. I'm not saying they're not nice now, but like they're really nice. They're so easy to get in contact with your teacher, but like the material itself is hard, and to add more to that, like there's a lot of it, like a lot of it, and it was just really hard to like get the hang of it. But I'm still managing my way through, hanging in there. All right, how are you hanging in there? What are your grades looking like right now, if you don't mind me asking?
Straight A's.
Right, okay, dude. You don't need to brag.
I'm not joking. I can literally here. Let me look at it right now.
Okay, okay. You don't need to throw it in my face, John. You know. While John's looking up that, I have a question for the viewers at home. Well, what is your favorite grade? I mean, what's your favorite class? If you're listening to this right now, what is your favorite grade class? I keep saying grade. What's your favorite class? Write down in the description down below or in the comments down below. Mine, personally, if you would ask me in
Lunch.
elementary school, I would have said lunch and recess. But obviously, since I don't have freaking recess anymore, I would say I've always been a history geek. I love history.
Well, what's your favorite like? Yeah, yeah. Like, what's your like favorite class out of like the main four? Like science,
I mean, these past
English,
couple
math.
years, history's been annoying, and I love history because I love learning about like America.
I believe in eighth grade you start actually learning about like your amendments and like your rights.
Yeah, like we're learning about. I don't know what we're learning about. I've been
Because
focusing on some.
right now, I actually personally I like social studies because we're learning about the American Revolution.
Yeah, that stuff would entertain me. Like now, history's been annoying, but like back then, back in like junior high and elementary school, like I loved history. What's your favorite? What's your know?
Out of the main four, I would also have to say. Social studies. Although I will say them, I what person I think the most important is definitely math.
Yeah, honestly, math and
So
English.
important.
Science and history is like a kind of a side thing, but the two main is math and English.
Yeah. I mean,
Obviously,
social studies is probably like the least needed, but it's still sort of important.
yeah. And I've always thought up a good point is that like what I think school should be personally is is that like if you go to school for stuff you want to be when you grow up. Like if you want to be a mechanic, you would go to mechanic school, or chef, you go to culinary school. Because like if you're a chef, you don't need to know what happened in America, in the Civil War. Obviously it. Obviously you do need some math and English for in culinary. Like for example, like one of my things I'm trying to do for college is culinary because I love cooking. Shocker. So like yeah, obviously you do need some English and some math and culinary. Which brings me to my next topic. Actually, what's in the future for John? What are you gonna be? What's in the books for John in the future?
So I personally I've always been really good at math. So I have always so obviously my dream job would like want to be like an NBA star, like a football star, because I played both. But
What NFL and NBA?
yeah, but a realistic two jobs that I'd want to be is an accountant and an electrician, and I would rather be an accountant. I mean,
I mean, yeah. Like the thing, like the whole stereotype is that like electricians make bank, like they make a lot of money.
especially because of inflation, they're gonna be
Exactly, and that also brings up a whole conversation I'll probably see for the episode. But like all these shortages, not only food wise, but like workers. Like I can't tell you how many places, stores, convenience stores, restaurants have like a help wanted sign because there's a shortage of workers. Nobody wants to work. It's the weirdest thing ever. I've never seen this. Like out of my 16 years of existence, I've never seen this happen before. All these shortages of workers. But yeah, you make a good point. Like obviously it's not impossible to like be an NBA star or an NFL star. Like my dream when I was little, when I played t-ball, I've always wanted to be in the Philly. Not the Phillies. Ugh. I've always wanted to be a baseball star. Honestly, shout to the New York Mets. Best team in the MLB. Repping the Mets. Yeah. But yeah, like obviously it's not possible. But like if you obviously, like you said, a more realistic or more like kind of easier route is obviously yeah, like I said, to be an accountant or electrician. Honestly, if you're into accounting, just ask my brother and dad. My brother's trying to be an accountant. My dad is an accountant. I'm sure he'll help you out. But like, yeah, um, math was never my thing. I'm barely hanging in math. I'm like struggling. But yeah. For me, on the other hand, I don't know. I'm like I said before, culinary cooking is definitely one of the options. But you're in a small, cramped kitchen for hours on end, hot. You're on your feet for like hours on end. Um, Many dishes are dumb complicated to do in the first place. But yeah. Oh, I got another drink of water right there. But yeah, culinary is definitely one. Um, I have been trying to get back into baseball. Honestly, that'll be dope to continue my passion for baseball. So never say never.
baseball is worse than basketball. Just had to throw that in.
Shut the fuck up. No one
Okay.
watches. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I've not heard one person talk about basketball as much as baseball.
Mm,
That's right. MLB The Show is better than 2K.
okay, buddy. Okay.
Okay. How about this? Perfect timing. Get everyone in the viewing right now. Write down in the comments down below. Tell me what is better, basketball or baseball? Honestly, no one likes basketball because no one talks about it really.
Basketball's good though.
Basketball is annoying to watch. I just don't know what it is. The
Baseball is
shut.
more annoying to watch.
Oh my god, how original! What a great combat.
Especially as a Sixers fan, I'm devastated to have Ben Simmons being
Ben
acting
Simmons
like
is
this right now.
shit. I don't watch basketball. I know everyone knows. Everyone hates him.
Simmons is trash, I'm honestly considering burning my jersey. But the only sad thing is, it's like
I
a
would
thousand
say sell it,
dollars.
but no one wants to buy that shit.
Yeah, no one's gonna want to buy it.
Yeah, no, yeah, yeah. Well, in the comments down below. Let's see, because baseball is way more entertaining. Just saying.
No, no, no,
I
no.
think baseball is way more historic than
I am
basketball.
not dealing with your propaganda. You are.
Propaganda, yeah, yeah. Sure. That's
Yeah,
why.
you don't know what that big boy word means.
Yeah. That's why Babe Ruth would cook Michael Jordan, bro. If he played
Like,
basketball. I mean, technically,
whatever.
Michael Jordan did play baseball. Just saying, he didn't play football. He didn't, just like same with Bo Jackson. But Bo Jackson and Michael Jordan both play baseball.
Okay.
Just, just saying. I mean, but yeah. So yeah, definitely something in the future for me. Would probably have to be somewhere culinary, maybe baseball. I have been thinking about like comedy because obviously I love making jokes. I love, I'm a very funny
You're
guy.
not funny, buddy. You're not funny.
John, you still think Among Us humor is funny? I don't want to hear it.
Of course.
Okay, see, old me would laugh, but I have matured. I have matured. But yeah, um, somewhere near any of them. I don't know. Like I obviously I do need to choose quickly because, like I said, next year's my final year of high school. Then I need to go to pick a college to go to. So everyone else like my friend Cody wants to be a mechanic. A bunch of people want to be doctors, nurses. But it's hard to choose. Obviously at my age, I need to pick about that stuff. But I wish I can go back in time to simpler times. And there's always the famous question if you were to if a time machine was invented right then and there, like where would you go? And I I don't know, cause I don't know why lately I don't know about you, John, but I've been having these weird flashbacks, like a random moment in my childhood life to that one event. I'll keep replaying it in my head, and it really puts me into perspective. I know I'm 16, but I always bust my chops about this, like how old I am. Like when this shit came out in theaters, I was like 6 years old, and now I'm fit like it felt like last year, and now I'm 16. And I'm like, holy shit! I thought that came out like 2 years ago. You know. So my question is to you, John, is that if you had to go anywhere in a time machine, where and when would it be?
That's a good question. So that I thought really hard about this before. I would say 2017 because no one was like sick. Everyone was happy. I was having a fun time with friends all the time. School was easy. It wasn't stressful. Everything just seemed happy in 2017.
That is true. 2017 was a peak year, I think. That was my first year of junior high. Fortnite just came out, Fortnite, well, everyone thought that Fortnite would die quickly. Well, you thought wrong. Um, but yeah, everything, the music was fun. Um, yeah, you do bring up a good point. Like, obviously, anyone would say before COVID, but obviously, I want more time. So that's why I pick my younger childhood ages.
Oh, people don't understand COVID. People think that COVID is the worst to ever happen, and people might even say the Black Plague. They're wrong.
What's the worst then?
Um, so I forget what it's called, but basically,
You think of
um,
the bubonic plague?
that's the same thing. The Black Plague and the bubonic, whatever.
They're both
So,
plagues, okay? Jesus.
anyways, it's this kind of plague where I think in like the 16 or 1700s,
Oh,
sunlight.
the Spanish flu.
No, sunlight was gone for a year. Fog
What the?
was everywhere. People were dying. Disease was happening. And then a plague came and wiped out half of the earth.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're just making shit up now like a goddamn fairy
Oh,
tale. I'll prove it to me. After we start recording, I want to see this. I'm actually interested in this now.
okay.
But
All right.
that's not to say COVID's not bad. COVID's still bad. But But yeah, cause uh, like I had so many childhood memories, especially at Camp Kesem, which I've obviously mentioned. I would love to go back when I first started. Just staying home at after a sick at a school day, I would just lay in bed, watch like Caillou or SpongeBob, this music video. Eh, it's just oh my gosh, I would do anything, and I think anybody out there would do the same thing. Do like, I always laughed at my dad when my dad said, "Don't," because when I was little, I always I can't wait to be an adult. I have my own money, my own house. I get to do what I want. Stop listening to my parents. And if anybody who's listening out there who's young, hey, hell, even John, don't fucking say that shit. Cause like now that I'm slowly but surely peeking my way through adulthood, now about to finish high school, going to college, and I'm kind of seeing a preview of what's to come that I need to do. Like I need to get a job so I can pay for a house, car, murder. I have a nice car sitting outside that I gotta pay for. I got to pay for college. College is fucking not cheap at all. I need to pay. I need to pick what job I'm gonna do. It's terrifying. It's terrifying. And obviously, kids my age and older need to obviously start training for what's to come. And obviously, like, don't don't rush your childhood. If I like, I miss my elementary school because all the teachers and funny stuff that happened, memories. And if I went back to my old elementary school right now, I would say to all the kids, like, obviously I didn't think of that much then because it's just elementary school. I'm just gonna sit there, do my work, and whatever comes comes. But I didn't know that I was gonna miss it severely after. Obviously, it's been years. So it's been what? I graduated 2016, so 17, 18, 19, 20. So like 3, 4ish years since I've graduated elementary school. I didn't think I'm. I hope I'm right. I'm fucking retarded, so I don't really know. But anyways, I would say to them like, don't rush your experience as a child. You're gonna miss it severely. Honestly, like I know I'm not old, but like I said before, I'm slowly getting to the point where I need to start learning adult shit, quote unquote. So obviously, it's something that I need to pay attention to. And don't rush growing up, please. Honestly, you're missing out on so much if you're gonna focus on that. But yeah, I guess for the question viewers out there is that if you had to go anywhere in time, where would it be? Where would it be? Like I said before, I would go back to my younger childhood. John said back to his 2017. Where are you, the viewers? Where would you go? There are a lot of good places, but one thing I've also noticed when I was younger, food hit different. I don't know about you, John. I don't know about you, but food hit way more different when you were little.
Mac and cheese. I used to actually love grilled cheese. I hate it now. Grilled cheese is nasty to me now, but like, I love grilled cheese. I love
I thought
it.
you hated it. I thought you and Nico hated grilled cheese.
I used to be able to eat cheese raw.
Me too.
I
Oh, strangely enough, like I would usually go in the fridge and just eat cheese cold. Now I don't know why. The only way I can eat cold cheese is if I make a sandwich, like a ham and cheese, salami and cheese. I can't eat cheese raw anymore. It's like a pet peeve of mine. But yeah, grilled cheese is a classic. It's a staple. When I was um, from from kindergarten all the way into like junior high, my dad would always cook a grilled cheese for me for lunch. Rather it be packing. Sometimes it'd be different, but like 90% of the time it'd be a grilled cheese. And like I don't know, this is a little weird. You know how some people like eating cold pizza for some reason?
mhm.
I liked eating cold grilled cheeses. It was the weirdest thing ever. Like it's in a bag. It's in my bag in my lunchbox, and like the moisture makes it more soggy. It sounds disgusting, but you just had to be my age to understand it. Hell, I can still go for a cold grilled cheese, but grilled cheese is obviously better when it's hot, right at the pan. But like obviously, like cold grilled cheeses underrated, underrated if you ask me. But yeah, grilled cheese was definitely a staple. Mac and cheese. Oh, I don't know about you, John, but when when I was little, I used to go to my nonna's house, and she would always give me a bowl of cheese balls. Do you ever had cheese balls?
Of course, I've had cheese balls. You want to know one of my favorite snacks I've ever had?
What?
So when I went to Delaware, there was this little shop. It had spicy honey cheese balls
Spicy.
and basic. It would no, I know it sounds
I
weird. It
hate
wasn't like
honey. I don't know why.
what?
Just the smell of it kind of makes me up, messes me up.
You're crazy.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
You're insane.
but
Whatever.
yeah, um, pizza. I can go on and on, but I can dead ass make a whole ass episode separately for like foods in my childhood and now. But like, I was very picky back then. Obviously, like any kid, I would always get, like chicken tenders and French fries. And when I went out, still, I hell if I had the opportunity, I'll still order chicken tenders and French fries. It's been a thing since my young childhood, so I'll still continue to do it today. But um, obviously, like I would get that mac and cheese, like I said before. Like now, I'm obviously trying to try new foods, like experiencing with new stuff. Obviously, like back then, I hated steak. I only eat chicken, and then obviously now I all I could do is eat steak every day. So that's definitely has changed.
I'm not huge on steak.
What the hell, bro? What do you
No,
mean?
no, 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 no. I no. So I cheesesteak is my favorite food of all time.
Cheesesteak? Oh yeah,
But
I literally just had cheesesteak last night.
so,
It's
but
only
a
flavor.
plain steak to me isn't like appealing.
Well,
Like
it depends. If it's just, there's different ways.
I don't know if it's just because I've never like really had like a I've never like had one like going out.
What do you mean
I've
going
only
out?
had I've only had steak twice in my life, like normal steak.
What? That's right. What I'm about to say may blow your mind, John, but there's different types of steaks and there's different types of cooking steaks. If you're, there's obviously grilling it in a pan. There's grilling in a cast iron pan, which you may like. Well, what's the difference?
I mean,
If
you
you want,
probably always like wanted to try like a wagyu or something.
I've had wagyu.
You have?
Yeah. Oh my
Was it
god,
good?
Nick, it melts in your mouth. It's so good. It's
Good.
so. See, the thing about wagyu is that I've had it a couple times actually, but the one time there's this place in Fort Lee, New Jersey. It's like it's a cool little. I'm not sure. I'm not trying to be like offensive about it. It's either Japanese or Chinese. But there you sit down either on a booth or a table, right? And there's this conveyor belt. There's no waiters unless you want to ask for a drink. All right, if you want something, pick it off the thing. So like I went a couple weeks ago, right? And ever since I've been going there, I love it. So there you can order something special. Like if you want garlic rice, you order off the little pad. They cook in and then they sit on the conveyor belt and they just shoot right to your table. They know what table you're sitting at and you'll pick it off the tray. If you want to get like miso soup or I got steak and noodle soup, which was delicious. And then there's one of the steaks was wagyu. I was like, okay, bet. And I don't know if you're gonna like it, but wagyu is typically cold. You can eat wagyu hot, obviously, but wagyu is typically served cold. But it's better when it's cold. You taste more of the flavor when it's kind of cold. And um, the other time I had wagyu was at Uka. You've been to Uka, right? You've heard of Uka. Have you been to
Yeah.
Uka, John? So they have wagyu there, and what it does is that the waiter comes around, and I think on a heated salt block. I'm not sure if it's on a salt block, but they put on each side for like 2 minutes, 2 minutes, and then they give it to you. It cooks really fast because it's thin, but that's what makes it melt in your mouth. Wagyu, but the thing about wagyu is that it's so good that that's why it's probably one of the most expensive type of steaks you can get. Besides, like an authentic strip or a ribeye. Um, but yeah, wagyu is such an authentic steak. I wish I could have more of it, but like it's really expensive, especially in like high fancy snobby restaurants, steakhouses. But yeah, it's so good wagyu. I love wagyu. But which brings me to my next topic is that like favorite food. Honestly, um, I think I've talked about this before with Nico actually, but let's do what's your top five food right off the bat, right down there.
Top five foods. So is this like literally any category?
Anything, yeah, any category, culture. It can be desserts. Snacks.
Okay, number one, cheesesteak. I mean, I'm from. I'm not from Philadelphia, but
We're from, the Philadelphia region. We live like
very like
20,
close
30 minutes
area.
away from Philly.
Yeah,
So yeah,
and
obviously.
um, it's just like a number one need. Cheesesteak, fried onions. That's all you need, and you
Ew.
need a good roll. It's not just that stuff.
Okay,
You
but
know what I mean?
I know you're gonna, I know what you're gonna say, but I want to see what the audience reaction is. That do you have? How do you like your cheese? Don't you like cheese whiz? Don't you on your cheesesteak?
No, I do not like Cheese
You
Whiz.
don't? Oh my god! Thank God.
No, you weirdo.
People do that. Don't yell at me. I love my cheese.
Provolone or American?
Okay, I don't want to say provolone. I'll just go classic
Stop
American.
talking.
Provolone is
Provolone is
disgusting.
the
Oh no.
provolone is the Philly way.
No, 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 no,
Yes.
no, 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 no.
You
It's
can
usually
ask any
American.
guy in Philly that
Oh,
provolone
because
is
you're
the
from Philly. Because you're from
I'm
Philly.
not from Philly, I swear to
Yeah,
God.
yeah, yeah. I know you're not from
Every
Philly, but the
guy
viewers
in
do.
Philly would say provolone.
See, the thing
It is
is though,
supreme.
is that main Italian, the main Philadelphia way of cheesesteak is cheese whiz, and I hate cheese whiz. I just hate it. It's just liquid cheese. It takes away the point, the flavor of the steak and everything. What I like to do is I like to get, two, three pieces of American cheese. I put it on the bread. I toast the cheese in the bread so that bread becomes crunchy and the cheese is melted. And then I put the meat in. This may disgust some couple viewers, but I like raw onions and garlic. It's vegetables. Obviously, it will make your breath smell. So just pack a breath mint. But not only does it crunches it up a little bit, but it gives a little spice, a little kick to it, and I love it. That's what I did last night. I had cheesesteak with raw onions and garlic in it. I think you would like that, John.
Raw onions and garlic.
I've grown up with
That
that
is
shit.
the unsuperior way of having a
I'm
favorite
gonna keep it
cheesesteak.
real with you,
Onions,
bro. I can eat raw onions like it's chips. I just like
and
it.
even some people have sesame seeds on their roll. That's a no. That's a no.
Nah, yeah, I'll do a classic. Just
Just
classic plain
normal.
roll.
Don't mix it up. Good
Yeah, don't be
cheesesteak,
that
and get
person. Don't
like
be
you
that person.
want those onions. Like you don't need them caramelized, but you would prefer it.
See, like, yeah, I don't mind cooked onions, but
But
honestly, if
don't
the
put too much in. Do not put too
yeah,
much.
yeah, that's a mood killer. You don't want your cheesesteak to just taste like fucking onions.
Yeah.
You gotta have the flavor of the cheese, the roll, the steak, obviously.
Yo, I love it. The more cheese there is, the better it is.
That
So
that depends. Actually, yeah, yeah, you're right. Another thing is that my dad. This is off topic of the cheesesteak, but like, my dad hates when there's too much cheese on a pizza. I think cheese is the best on pizza. If it's too saucy, then I don't like it. I like a pizza with a lot
no,
of cheese on it.
I like it. Personally, I like it a little. I like it like 60% sauce and like
I don't
40%
know. I
cheese.
don't know. I don't know. I don't know. All right, so that's your first one. So cheesesteak. What's your second one?
Um, Second one probably pizza.
Pizza. Oh, classic, classic. All right, three.
Third one wings.
What type of
Fourth,
wings?
say donut.
Donut.
And
What type of
five.
donut? You gotta be more specific, man. What type of flavor? What kind of icing?
So donuts. So there's this one donut. I don't know what it's called. But it's like oh, it's called a Boston cream. Oh, so good.
Boss. Oh yeah, that's classic. Yeah.
That is so good. I swear,
Yeah.
but if you're able to get just normal like white like cream in the middle instead of like this like weird like um you know what I'm talking about? Like
Yeah.
it doesn't taste like you get the point. You get the point.
Yeah.
And then five, I'd have to go with actually, let me get rid of pizza. Number two is pasta for me.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
Pasta is so good, and that's
Oh
coming
yeah.
from an Irish person.
Coming from I don't know, mean Italian, I accept that. But the real question is, what type of pasta? Are you talking about like spaghetti, pasta itself,
Honestly, really
farfalla,
anything. I mean, almost all pasta really tastes good to me.
and of course we're talking about like marinara sauce, right? Do you like butter pasta?
I've never heard of.
You ever heard of butter pasta?
Mm-mm.
It's literally just melted butter and noodles. It's simple as
That
shit, but it's
is.
delicious. Obviously, that's a close second. If you like pesto, then get the fuck out of here, right? Pesto
Well,
is
pesto is the
disgusting.
Do you mean is pesto like the green?
Yeah, but I know it has a history to it, but like pesto's just disgusting. When you think of pasta, you don't think of pesto. You think of marinara
No,
sauce.
pesto is the original.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It has
They
the
actually
most
didn't
history.
they that's what they originally use.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody just stops to think about. Oh yeah, I love me some pesto. Like no, when you think of spaghetti, when you think of pasta, you think of the classic spaghetti and meatballs with marinara sauce. You don't think of pesto. You know? Yeah. So that's your top five. I love it. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna. We're running a little in on time, so I'm
Wait,
gonna.
wait, wait. I didn't say 5. I didn't say 5.
You did it? Okay. Yeah.
5 tikka masala.
What?
Tikka masala. It's an Indian dish. Basically, it's rice and the tikka. It's chicken tikka masala. Sorry,
I,
chicken tikka masala.
I never heard of
Basically,
that.
obviously, it has chicken, it has rice, and literally the sauce is called tikka masala.
I
So good.
never heard of that.
Never heard
Damn.
of it?
Ah, I like it a little bit. Spiced up with a little bit of Indian food. I like it. I like it. No, I never heard. All right, my top five. Um, like I said before, I could be here for a whole ass episode separately talking about my favorite foods, but I'm gonna slim it down to five. So, my number one, like I said before, gotta be steak. Steak is just a must be, and I guess you can throw in cheesesteak to that because steak and cheesesteak are kind of the same thing, just sliced up on a roll of cheese. So, typically, my favorite type of steak, either a New York strip or a ribeye, and of course, honorable mention to wagyu. Um, Number two, I gotta go with fried rice. I love hibachi. Especially like I said before, that garlic rice at that one Chinese place, amazing. Number three, pizza. I'm Italian, self-explanatory. Number four, I kind of want to say burger, but steak and burger are kind of the same thing. I'm gonna spice it up a little bit. I'm gonna go with what John said, some chicken wings. Typically, I love me some drums. I this local
Wings are
pizza place.
better,
No,
not drums.
drums have more meat on the bone. That's
Uh,
why
y-
it's better.
Wings you can do so much more like strategy to get the meat off the bone. So nope.
Not really. What? It's so I guarantee next time I see you in person, we'll see. It's so much easier to get the meat off the drumstick than a wing. It's so complicated because with a wing, there's two bones in it, and you actually bite into the bone. With the drumstick, it's just one big bone, and obviously you can work your way around it. It's that simple.
Well, I like to personally. I'm one of those people that like to pull all the meat off at once.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen. See, I'm not hate. I don't hate flats. I don't hate flats or wings. Obviously, if it's there, then I'll eat it. But I've seen those ways on TikTok how to like clean it up, and it's so fun to do when you do it in person. But like, yeah, so wings definitely. And you know what? I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. Perfectly cooked brownies. It can't not be crunchy, but it cannot be dumb
Yeah,
soft.
yeah, I agree with that. It has to be crunchy on the outside, but so soft on the inside. It has to be
Exactly.
like right temperature. Like you can't have a cold brownie.
No, 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 no. You
You
can't.
cannot have a
It
cold brownie.
depends.
Like right out of the
I
oven. Like
after You can't eat a brownie at least 2 or 3 days after. After that, it gets stale and it's ruined. You have to eat it the day of or 2 or 3 days later. You can't do it any
yeah.
day after that. But yeah, it has to be. It can't be like dry. Some brownies are like like hot in the middle, where it literally I just said hot like that. That's kind of weird. But it has to be that like intimate with your mouth. Like I just got really sexual there.
Whoa,
Okay, dude.
whoa,
Okay. But yeah, so but I gotta go with brownies, man. I love honorable mention for dessert. Good old either a Cinnabon or a cookie cake. I love both.
whoa. Yeah.
Cinnabons are underrated, if you ask me. No one talks about Cinnabons. I love him. I love him. But yeah, um, another thing I want to talk about before we go is that what do you think was the golden age of music and video games? But like, what if you had to pick one year?
So if I had to combine them, so really, we're not going anywhere past the 2000s for video games. So we
Well,
can't.
that's kind of like stuff. I mean, obviously, I was born in 2005, but I
So if
I
I
like
were able
games
to
from there.
separate them, would be great. Actually, they would still probably be in the same range for me because I grew up in a like a sort of it's hard to explain.
Yeah,
I would probably say if I both combine them, I would probably say 2000.
definitely. You know, I mean, yeah, like you're right. There are kind of different type of topics. Like if we're talking about video game wise, obviously, like I said, I'm born in 2005, but I sometimes play and admire games from like the 80s and 90s, like the old Punch Out, Pac Man, Super Mario. Definitely, honestly, for both, I'm gonna say um older 2000s. Obviously, I'm not hitting on the games and music of today because honestly, they're like almost right behind them because I love the music and games of today. But since I grew up with them, it has more of a sentimental value to me itself. Like mostly on the Wii. Like obviously before the whole PC and Xbox debate, the Wii was where I was at. Honestly, nobody could deny. I would play the Super Mario, Punch Out, WWE, Super Mario Sluggers. I just had the time of my life on the Wii. So definitely, especially 2000s music. Like Big Time Rush. Well, obviously, I loved them when I was little. I still, they still kind of slap nowadays. They still kind of slap. But yeah, definitely somewhere around the 2000s. Classic, classic. Another thing is that around that time, everyone has hold or everyone has heard of the make believe stories and the telltale type of stories. But the one thing that still sticks to the day, even when I was little, and still this conversation still comes in contact with it today, is aliens. Now, this might sound crazy, but I personally believe in aliens. I don't know why. I think there is. How about you, John? What do you think?
No, we have full evidence.
Exactly. I don't know why the government's hiding it. I don't. I'm not trying
No,
to. Well,
no. Literally, we have seen footage on Mars, and Mars is really the only kind of possibility for any like life. So you have to think about it from that perspective.
you're
So,
right. I'm
and
not trying to
plus,
be.
aliens might not even be the way that we think. Like they might be
Oh yeah,
completely different.
they could
They
be
might be.
completely. They could be the same exact way. Like say they're like millions of light years away on a planet. Like they probably have an Earth. They're probably experiencing um space exploration like us. So like, what if they see us as aliens, just like we see them as aliens? Like they think, oh, we think we're the only living species in space, but we're wrong. Like, I'm not trying to sound like a fucking lunatic, obviously, and I'm not trying to get tracked down by the FBI or government, but like me being conspiracy, but like. Obviously, there are some stuff that like the government wants to keep secret. That's why Area 51's a thing. There's definitely something that the government doesn't want to tell us to blow its confidential stuff. Like Josh said, they're all actual footages of UFO sightings. I've personally had my weird phenomenons that I've seen in the air that don't look like stars, that don't look like jets or planes, that don't look like birds. I've seen some like weird shape stuff, and there's like a bunch of videos and YouTube videos about this stuff about aliens, and I think I know, they're definitely real. I think I've seen it. Have you any seen anything like that in my life, there, John? Like UFO
Nope.
sightings? You know, I think my nonna have seen something like that. They remember them telling my parents like, "Oh yeah, we saw something in the sky. It wasn't like a bird or a jet or anything. It was definitely." And like I said before, I think it is like I think because like honestly, you could never underestimate it. Like they could be evil, they could be peaceful. I'm like, but like they could see us as aliens too, like I said before. They might have an Earth millions of layers away and they're like seeing us. So it's like, oh my god, what are these strange creatures? And we're doing the same thing kinda. And like I said before, like I'm not trying to sound crazy. This is just my theory. I believe in it. I'm not trying to sound like a lunatic madman with like a tinfoil hat and oh believe in conspiracy. Blah, 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 yeah. I'm not trying to sound crazy. But yeah, I definitely believe in that. So yeah. I mean, maybe we will try to discuss it in the next episode of the podcast. But one thing before we go, a little trend, a little thing I want to do for each episode of the podcast. It's Marco's fun fucked up fact of the day. Ratatata, little music, blah 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 blah. Did y'all know? Speaking on the whole space theme, actually, if the sun exploded right now, you wouldn't know about it for another 8 minutes. The energy from the explosion would be traveling in the speed of light, which means that it would take 8 minutes and 20 seconds to travel from the sun to the Earth. Now that's fucking creepy, if you ask me.
And it's moving at the speed of light.
Exactly. Imagine seeing, imagine like you're in the car during the day and all you see is just a big ass fucking, thing exploding like that. That is terrifying. That is terrifying. That is definitely terrifying. But yeah. But another quick thing I want to discuss. This is completely off topic and off balance. Last episode I talked about my no and him fighting and fighting his illness. But unfortunately, November 6th, during when he was sleeping, he unfortunately passed away. And I don't want to get too much into it because it's kind of personal for me and my family. But I just want to to pay homage to him. He was my father's dad, and he was a real important man to me. He's the reason why my dad is the way he is today, and I definitely have some genes and traits of the Barilla family, hence one of them being my last name, obviously. Um, but yeah, he passed away in his sleep. You know, it's been a rough past couple of weeks, but thank you very much saying apologies, and thank you for being there for me and my family. But I just want to pay a little homage to him because I know that I brought him up in the last episode. But yeah, that's why I have been making episodes. I've been going. I went to the funeral, obviously, and just been dealing with that. But yeah, I just want to pay a little homage to my no. No, if you're listening to this in heaven, I love you. Thank you very much for being there. But yeah, sorry, a little off topic, but I just want to pay a little homage. But yep, guys, is gonna be the end of the episode. Wow, we're an hour and 2 minutes in. I didn't want this episode to be an hour because last time we lost interest of the viewers. But fuck it, I don't care. We got way into our conversations, but it's alright. It's alright. It's part of the podcast. But thank you guys very, very much for listening. If you guys stuck out this whole way, you're absolute legends. And here's a question that you have to answer that you didn't know. What's your guys' favorite ice cream flavors? Mine's chocolate. John, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Vanilla. Why is yours chocolate?
Because chocolate is
Actually, we
superior.
can't get into that other
Oh
shit
my
now.
god, yeah, we're hitting on 30 minutes. Oh shit. Nah, I'm joking. What's your guys? Write down in the comments down below. But yeah, guys, thank you guys very much for watching. Sorry it's a long episode. I know it's my first episode. You know what I just realized? Every episode I do with a guest, it's long. The ones I do solo, they're like 40, 50 minutes, and of course the two episodes that I have guests, it's over an hour long. But if you guys liked it, if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure to ring the bell so you guys will be notified when I make an episode or a short. If you're on Spotify and SoundCloud, make sure to hit the follow button. Tell your friends about this, please. I know it's just all a new immersive experience for me. And if you guys subscribe, it shows that you're supporting the channel and you're supporting what I do. And I really thank you guys for that. Thank you for subscribing, all of that. Make sure you guys follow the social medias. If you're on YouTube, it'll be in the description down below. Or if you're on Spotify or SoundCloud, it should be in the bio. John, you want to self promote any social medias you wanna find you at, or
Um, my snap is Johnny Biggs 38.
Johnny Biggs? Johnny Biggs. How you doing?
Johnny
Okay,
Biggs.
okay. But thank you guys very, very, very much for watching the episode. It means a lot. As always, I'll see you guys in the next episode. John, say goodbye to the guest.
See you guys.
Bye.